A long time ago, there live a husband and wife deep in the woods with their 2 children, Hansel and Gretel. One night, their father takes them into the forest to hide from something we will later understand by the end of the film. After reaching deep into the forest, the father instructs them to stay in place until he returns.
I said, stay here!
But when he doesn't come back, young Hansel and Gretel wander into the forest, searching for help. While walking, they discover a house made entirely of candy and believe someone lives there. Filled with fear and panic, Hansel and Gretel approach the house, hoping to ask for help. Inside, they are greeted by a witch who has plans to eat them. Hansel is locked inside a cage and forced to eat sugary treats, so his flesh will taste sweeter when the witch finally cooks him. Meanwhile, Gretel is instructed to heat up the oven. However, just as the witch is about to cast a spell on Gretel, it turns out the magic doesn't work on her. Realizing the witch has let her guard down, Hansel and Gretel fight back and push her into the burning oven, instantly killing her. Fire, as it turns out, is a witch's weakness.
And 2, if you're gonna kill a witch.
Years later, Hansel and Gretel grow up to become professional witch hunters. Since that terrifying night in the forest, they are often hired to hunt witches from town to town. One day, in the town of Augsburg, the sheriff is seen giving a speech in front of the townspeople while a woman stands nearby, accused of being a witch and facing execution. However, before the execution can happen, Hansel and Gretel arrive, hired by the town's mayor to find the real witches. To be sure, Hansel examines the woman named Mina and confirms that she lacks the physical traits common in witches. The mayor's reason for hiring Hansel and Gretel is to locate the witches and rescue the children who have recently been kidnapped. Their first mission leads them to investigate a suspicious cabin deep in the forest, believed to be the home of a witch. Once there, they encounter a real witch. Though the witch tries to fight back, Hansel and Gretel, being experienced, manage to defeat her easily. After eliminating the witch, they return to the mayor and report that no clues are found about the missing children. However, they do find a scroll with an illustration of a blood moon. It is said that during the blood moon, witches become more powerful, and it just so happens that a blood moon will occur in 3 days. Around this time, Hansel is seen injecting himself with insulin. The candy he is forced to eat as a child has damaged his body, leading to a blood sugar condition that now requires regular insulin injections. One night, frustrated by the situation, the sheriff sends some of his men into the woods to search for witches, hoping to beat Hansel and Gretel to the task. But that decision is a grave mistake, because witches grow stronger at night. His men end up facing a very powerful witch named Muriel, who brutally eliminates them one by one. Elsewhere, inside the witch's lair, Muriel and her 2 assistants are performing a dark experiment. Their goal is to eliminate their biggest weakness, fire, by drinking the blood of children combined with a special potion. The children had been captured earlier for this purpose. After consuming the potion mixed with the blood, the witches temporarily gain fire resistance, but the effects aren't permanent, as the potion still lacks a final ingredient. Meanwhile, the kidnapped children are being hidden in a secret location guarded by a large troll named Edward. The next day, one of the witches with short hair is out searching for potion ingredients when she spots a lost child. But when she approaches, it turns out to be a trap set by Hansel and Gretel. The witch fights back fiercely, and the battle grows intense. Thankfully, with the help of one of the mayor's men, the short-haired witch is captured and taken to the local police station for interrogation. During the questioning, Hansel and Gretel discover the witches are targeting very specific children to complete their potion, one that will allow them to perform a ritual during the blood moon to gain immortality and permanent immunity to fire. The 2 also realize that the witches still need one more girl for the ritual. Hansel eventually figures out who the next child is supposed to be, but it is already too late. The long-haired witch has already found her. Hansel tries to save the girl, but is forced to fight the long-haired witch, while the girl is taken away by Edward, the troll. Back at the police station, Gretel is suddenly confronted by Muriel, the leader of the witches. The fight isn't easy. Gretel struggles because, as it turns out, witches who can disguise themselves as humans are far more powerful than ordinary ones. Hansel is also struggling to fight against the long-haired witch, since, as we know, witches grow stronger at night. The same is true for Gretel, who is easily defeated by Muriel. As Muriel is about to take Gretel away, the man who has captured the short-haired witch earlier tries to stop her. However, being just an ordinary human without magic protection, he is easily killed by Muriel. Seeing a chance, Gretel is saved by a man who pulls her away from the witch. The next morning, Gretel wakes up in the house of the young man who has saved her. His name is Ben, and he is a fan of Hansel and Gretel. There, Gretel finds a note about her mother, who turns out to be a white witch. Elsewhere, Hansel, who has been thrown into the trees by the long-haired witch, encounters Mina. She helps him by cleaning his wounds. After tending to his injuries, Mina, who has feelings for Hansel, invites him to bathe together so he can feel refreshed after the battle. Although Hansel hesitates at first because it doesn't feel proper, in the end, he agrees. Meanwhile, Gretel, searching for Hansel, is intercepted by the sheriff and his men. She is to be arrested for the chaos caused the previous night. Before she can be taken to jail, the sheriff tries to mistreat her, but his plan is thwarted when a giant troll named Edward suddenly appears and kills the sheriff and his guards. When Gretel comes to her senses, she asks Edward why he has saved her. He replies ambiguously, saying that trolls only serve witches. Then he walks away. This leaves a question. Does that mean Gretel is a witch too? Eventually, Hansel and Gretel reunite at what looks like a house. As they examine it, they realize it is their childhood home. There, they also discover that the basement has been a witch's lair. Not long after, Muriel appears and reveals a shocking truth about their mother, Adriana, who is actually a white witch. In the film, there are two types of witches: white witches, who are good, and black witches, who are evil. Muriel explains that Adriana has been the most powerful white witch at the time. However, she falls in love with a farmer and starts a family with him, giving birth to Hansel and Gretel. Because of that, she has to hide her true identity. The reason Hansel and Gretel are immune to witchcraft is because Adriana has cast a protective spell on them as children. Muriel goes on to tell the story of a past blood moon event. During a blood moon, witches can brew a potion that makes them immune to fire. One of the ingredients needed is the heart of a powerful white witch, Adriana. But before they can take her heart, the villagers discover her true identity and burn her alive. Their father is also killed, hanged by the townspeople. Since Adriana is dead, Muriel has to wait for the next blood moon to obtain the heart of her daughter, Gretel, who inherits her power. After this revelation, Hansel tries to attack Muriel, but she is too strong and manages to stab Hansel in the stomach before taking Gretel away. When Hansel comes to, Mina is beside him. She reveals that she is also a white witch. Hansel also learns that the physical features commonly associated with witches only apply to black witches, not white ones. Hansel, Mina, and Ben then devise a plan to fight the witches. Mina finds Adriana's spellbook and brews a powerful potion. When applied to their weapons, it makes them stronger.
Where's the gun?
When they arrive at the witches' ritual site, witches from all over the world are already gathering. Gretel is seen tied to a large stone. As the sky turns red and the blood moon rises, Hansel boldly enters the crowd and begins shooting the witches one by one with his enhanced weapons. Mina supports him from above using a Gatling gun. Meanwhile, Muriel tries to claim Gretel's heart, but Edward intervenes and rescues her.
Too late.
With most of the witches defeated, Muriel attempts to flee on her broom, but Ben, who has been assigned to prevent such an escape, shoots her down. As Ben and the others search for her trail, Muriel suddenly reappears and attacks them, killing Mina and seriously injuring Ben. What follows is the final showdown between Muriel and the siblings. Despite being pushed to their limits, Hansel and Gretel manage to decapitate Muriel using a shovel, finally putting an end to her evil, and with that, the film ends.
If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe. Because by subscribing, you have supported me to make better videos. See you in the next video.